Was subjected to stripping and long periods of isolation, and she wants the Youth Detention Royal Commission to investigate. Jane Barden reports.
19-year-old Aaron Hyde has been charged with stealing this sedan
and embarked on a high-speed car chase, all while high on ice.
This horrific crash came at the end of an 8-hour crime spree across Darwin. Behind the wheel was 19-year-old Aaron Hyde. He was driving a stolen car and was high on ice.
Allegedly ran a red light, smashing into another car, killing one of his passengers.
My girlfriend drove me into the hospital to see him. Because as a mother, I just wanted to wrap my arms around him and tell him that I loved him. And as a mother going through that and seeing her son, you know, knowing that he's going to have to live with that every day of his life for the rest of his life.
Aaron Hyde was sentenced to 11 years in prison as a result of the crash. His mother, Tracy, never imagined her son's life would come to this.
Just fun to be around, you know. He used to always have a smile on his face. He, you know, cheeky, but in a good way. Aaron was born with severe talipes. That's commonly known as club feet. So the first 12 to 18 months were quite difficult, dealing with the issues with his legs and operations and in and out of hospital the first 12 months and physio and so forth. But now we got through it all as a family.
But there were more challenges ahead. Aaron was diagnosed with ADHD and struggled at school. His refuge was the skate park.
It gave him goals and something to aim towards and look to achieve and develop himself in, and this was such a great place for him at times, and also was the downfall of everything as well.
By age 14, Aaron stopped going to school and replaced his ADHD medication with alcohol and ice.
We could see it. The behaviours were escalating, the crimes were escalating, petty theft, stealing, possession of stolen property, stealing cars. Stealing cars, they got thrills out stealing cars.
Aaron's crimes landed him here at the Dondale Detention Centre. His mother hoped this would be the wake-up call he needed.
You seem hamstrung to what you can do. You're floundering because there's nothing out there to help you. That was pretty frightening. And I recall at one stage asking one of the magistrates, you know, can you make the consequences a little bit more, because I just feel like I'm on this revolving doorway.
Detention didn't stop Aaron offending, and he repeatedly returned to Dondale.
He'd say things at visits, you know, you don't know what it's like in here, you don't know what they do to us, and trying to do the tough love thing and be quite staunch about it, you know, don't do the wrong thing and you won't be here.
But Tracy Hyde had no idea what was going on inside the youth detention centre. It wasn't until years later, when she visited her son in the adult prison, that he told her what had happened to him.
He was stripped naked with 4 or 5 other Indigenous boys in Dondale and locked up and left stripped naked with no bedding, no clothing, no bed, no nothing in the cells for a period of time. And I believe that was days.
Aaron Hyde is one of many former Dondale inmates who will be giving evidence to the Royal Commission into youth detention.
Both my husband and I, it made us think, did we do the right thing by trusting in, you know, the juvenile system to support those kids that go in there, not just Aaron, but the other kids? Seeing the things that have come out from that as a parent, I do have to wonder now, you know, you can't treat someone that way in that regard and expect them to come out all right.
That sort of response re-traumatises kids that are already traumatised. It is not going to change the outcomes for young people. It is not going to improve the rates of reoffending. It will increase reoffending. Those sort of archaic methods have got to go.
The Children's Commissioner has found some of the methods used in Dondale were illegal. She's put the new anti-Labour government on notice.
They're fully aware that there are some real problems in terms of adhering to basic human rights. We don't even talk about the breach of legislation. They're aware of that. The monitoring is quite intensive now. So, look, I have been given that undertaking, and we might find there will be other issues within the detention centres, but I know that we're working very hard to try and provide a much different environment.
We need to make sure that they're specialist youth services, and we certainly made a pre-election commitment around youth drug and alcohol services as well. We also need to be looking at what kids' pathways are out of detention. You know, what are the things that can continue through to make sure that they have a successful pathway out of the justice system.
Aaron Hyde is now considering whether to join 4 former Dondale detainees taking legal action against the Northern Territory government.
No child, no matter what the issues are, should be treated in that manner by anybody. It's the whole reason why I've agreed to talk to you, because if this will help anyway in trying to get the Royal Commission to look at those types of occurrences never occurring again and try and get the support or the resources that are required. And I don't know what they are, I don't have the answers, but we need to do something.
Aaron Hyde is currently serving time in the Darwin prison. It will be 5 years before he can apply for parole to be with his partner and baby.
He wants to be a good father. He wants to be able to teach young Riley things in life as he was taught by his dad. And yeah, so we've got some positives to look forward to.